Good evening and welcome to Lithia Driveway Fields number 10, Gary H. Wheeler Field in Medford, Oregon. We're going to watch a pair of football titans clash this evening as the visiting Siuslaw Vikings get set to take on the Cascade Christian Challengers in non-league 3A football action. Well, we're glad that you could join us. Along with me is Mark McLemore, and on the camera is Colton Treadway, and we're looking forward to a great team. You may recall, those of you who are Challenger fans, the last few years it has been the Vikings that have gotten the better of the deal. In fact, last year's game went right down to the wire, and it was the Vikings who ended up pulling away for the victory on the last play of the game. Well, we're looking things over, Mark, and I think it's a game of contrasting styles once again, and I guess one of the things that stands out in my mind, I think back to the Vail game a few weeks back, and I think this is going to be one of those kind of matchups this evening where you've got a team that likes to run the veer and likes to run, and run some more and try to kind of run it down your throat that way and wear you out versus a team that relies on speed, lots of speed.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right on that, and it's going to be one of those games where we're going to see a big line in Siuslaw and against a small quick line in the Challengers, and that's going to be on both sides of the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see how the two compete against each other. Is the quickness going to win? Is the size going to win?
Absolutely.
And so that's what this one's going to come down to. And the games, you mentioned it, in the past few years have been very, very competitive between these two.
For the Challengers, this will be their fourth game of the season. They're coming off a commanding victory over Hidden Valley last week. And then now the Vikings playing their third game of the year. We're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this night. A beautiful night for football. Lord, we thank you for the visiting team Siuslaw, Lord, for getting them here safe.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts.
Okay, we're going to quickly come back. Cascade Christian student Calvin Lloyd is getting ready to play the national anthem on the electric guitar. Calvin Lloyd, ladies and gentlemen. There's Calvin Lloyd, Cascade Christian Jr. this year, treating us to the national anthem on the electric guitar. bringing back a few memories of Jimi Hendrix. No, not even Mark and I are that old. But anyway, tonight, Mark, I think this is one of those games. You look at it, and of course, folks who listen and folks I know watching down the way in Florence, Siuslaw Viking fans know that we've been watching the Challengers now 17 years. And when we look at least the 2025 season, I think these next couple of games, the Vikings and then the Henley Hornets next week, are going to tell us a lot about where this Challengers team really stands. They're a really good team. They've shown a lot of potential so far. That week 0 victory against Vail said a lot, but well, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the Challengers haven't beat the Vikings in a while.
No, they haven't, and they've had their struggles in the last few years with big physical teams, and this is exactly what Siuslaw is. They're a big physical team. They're going to run veer, which is 2 tight ends, 1 wide receiver, and they're going to run sort of an option. If you've watched Army or Navy play, it's a little bit similar to that, not quite the same thing. They don't have the wing backs, but it's going to be somewhat similar. They have 2 backs in the backfield. They'll look to hand the ball off either to the first back, or they'll keep it, option it with the quarterback around the end. So you're going to get a little veer football tonight, so be ready for that. And I think it's going to be quite a game as we go along. Again, a little bit of speed versus power, if you know what I mean, in this one.
Absolutely. Well, and you're looking at this Viking squad, 10 seniors on the team this year, and all of them see substantial playing time. So there are guys that have been there and done that, played in some big games along the way the last several seasons, and that will be helpful for them to carry into tonight's game. And it'll be interesting to see how a younger Challenger squad goes up against that, because, a big, powerful team like that, if they sense that they can push you around a little bit, they're going to.
Well, they're going to do it, and it's going to be, as you mentioned, somewhat similar to the Vail game, I think, as far as for the Challengers. And it's, Vail tried to do a little bit of that against Cascade Christian. They were able to overcome it, and we'll see if, if that's going to be the case tonight against another big physical team, if they can overcome it. So I think that's the biggest thing as we start the game, is whose offense is going to be able to work against the other team's defense, because I think the defenses are both going to be pretty stellar.
Well, so far it's been the case for the Challengers. The Vikings coming off a 1-point victory against North Valley. That tells me a couple of things. One of them, that North Valley is a team on the rise, and certainly probably Siuslaw very eager to show that it's like, we got the win there, but we can be even better than that.
Well, and I agree with you about the comment. We saw a North Valley team that gave the Challengers a good game clear through the third quarter last year, and the Challengers pulled away in the end of the game. But North Valley, you could tell they were a young team last year, and definitely a team that was getting better as the year went along, and they gave the Challengers a run for their money last year, and we expected them to be really the best team in our league besides Cascade Christian this year. So they obviously gave Siuslaw quite a game, losing by 1 point. But that'll be a good test for us to see, playing Siuslaw, how did we do against them versus how North Valley did against them.
Well, in football, where the seasons are a little bit shorter, every game matters. So this will be their opportunity. We're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout. When we return, we'll get you ready for kickoff. We're just about 5 minutes away, and we'll be back here on TableRockSports.net.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
And then he didn't play last year.
Out at midfield, we have the team captains from each squad with their back to us, dressed in white, dressed in black, I should say, are the challengers, Caleb Parker, Alex Fianacca, as we go left to right, Derek Farmer, and Caleb Scaglione. It looks like from the right, as I try to pick up a read on those, one of those captains, Micah Blankenship, wearing number 4, the quarterback.
The Vikings, Micah Blankenship, Will Johnson.
Also have Will Johnson, Colin Barnett,
Jake Mann.
and Jake Mann.
So when you have 2 linemen on your guys out there, tells you that you got a strong line.
Yes, absolutely they do.
And the Challengers won the toss. They deferred, so it looks like they're going to be kicking off.
Well, and it seems like sometimes, Mark, in a big game like this, the defense, all that emotion, all that energy can serve you well early on, as usually for the offense, it might take them a couple of snaps to kind of round into form.
Right.
We'll see about it tonight because, again, we're talking about neither one of these squads strangers to big games, but more experience on that Viking roster than what the Challengers have at this point. But that's why you play games like these. You pick that up in a big hurry.
Yeah, you sure do. And that's if you look at the Challengers preseason schedule this year, Vale ranked in the top 5 in the state. Douglas, a very good football team. Hidden Valley was probably the one that we thought was going to be better than they were. And then Siuslaw and Henley. That is a tough preseason schedule. Henley
Yes,
ranked in the top 4 in the 4A. Siuslaw, always a contender. So the Challengers are playing some tough non-league games this year. Their schedule very difficult.
All right, it is the Vikings getting set to kick it away.
Oh, I take it back. The Challengers won. Normally they defer, but they decided to take the ball, it looks like.
A little reversal here. So Will Johnson getting ready to kick it away. Back deep to receive. It looks like we got Hutton Walker back there, along with Bryson Walker. High end-over-end kick taken by the Challengers at the 27-yard line. Looks like I think we've got Caleb Scaglione on that as he crosses the 32. And that's where the Challengers will set up shop. Let's go ahead and meet the starting lineup for the Challengers offense. We'll wait till after this snap. Bryson Walker in the backfield, number 2, along with Farmer, the quarterback. In the H-back spot is Mikey Covey.
And kicking tees on the field.
Oh, they might want to get rid of that.
So they're going to come and get it. And, Mikey Covey last week, heck of a job out of that H-back spot. I think he led the team in receptions last week.
Yes, he did.
And did a great job from that spot.
Farmer with Caleb in motion, picks up the ball off the snap. Farmer takes it to the outside, crosses the 35 to the 40, gets up near field, puts a lick on the defender. Challengers cross midfield for the first down. So here is the starting lineup for the Challengers on the offensive side of the ball. Farmer at quarterback, joined in the backfield by Bryson Walker, Caleb Scaglione, Caleb Parker back in the lineup, Alex Fianacca and Seth Scaglione, the receivers. Blake Patereau, Joey Menard, Wyatt Hurley, Brady Dorner, and Nathan Kuhl, the lineman this evening. Tucker Mabin, starting center, out of the lineup. So Hurley will go ahead and cross over to the center position. Snap is good. Farmer will roll out to his right, looking downfield, completes the pass to Scaglione. Scaglione gets it down to the 43-yard line, so pass complete on first down. Looking at the starting defense for the Vikings, it is Jacob Mann, Colin Barnett, Noah Gonzalez, and Bryce Fanzoni up front. Linebackers, Dylan Gray, Jackson Chang, Jericho Lake, and then in the secondary, Tom Morgan, Will Johnson, Micah Blankenship, and Caleb Gray. 2nd down and 4 after the pickup of 6. Farmer swings it left to Scaglione. He gets some blocking out there, has some running room. He'll pick up first down yardage as he works it down to the 30.
Yeah, nice little, just a little bubble screen for a 13-yard gain to Skaggs and a Challenger first down, the second one of the game after that initial broken play, first down by Farmer as the play was designed to go in the opposite direction, but the ball kind of got fumbled on the snap and mishandled, and he picks it up and runs for 21 yards on that first play and a first down. And
well, that's where I think speed will allow you the opportunity to get something out of nothing.
Yeah, he got around the edge, and you could see the speed that he has running that football.
1st and 10 for the Challengers, moving from right to left from where we stand. Farmer with Scaglione in motion, high snap. Farmer rolls out to his right, getting some pressure, looking downfield, nobody there. For the Vikings, defensively, Noah Gonzalez for Siuslaw applying the pressure to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Actually, a smart play by Farmer. Didn't have the running play that they had called as the snap was so high. And because of it, just kind of improvised and looked down the field trying to find a receiver. Didn't see anyone open and just threw it away.
Now, one of the things Coach Johnson told us is he kind of does a defensive line by committee, and so we'll see a lot of guys coming off of that Viking bench. Movement along the line, the flag comes out.
And that's going to be offsides against Siuslaw, their first penalty of the game. Challengers will get a little bit closer on 2nd down.
So some of the guys we'll see along that defensive front for the Vikings include Skylar Wiley, Jake Rose, Owen Burt, and Asher Shervin. So this will bring up a 2nd down and 5. Farmer fakes the handoff, opening for Walker. Little shake and bake, touchdown Challengers.
First carry for Walker, 25 yards and a touchdown. Not a bad first carry.
All right, let's show you the replay on that. Walker just gets that opening, and he doesn't need much, and he just works his way right through there for a quick 6 for the Challengers, succeeding on their first drive of the game. Alex Fianaka kicked a 48-yard field goal last week. He'll come in for the point-after attempt. Snap a little bit low, but the kick is up, and it's true. And with 9:48 left to go here in the first, it is the Challengers 7. And the Vikings looking to make their first offensive series of the game, and that'll come right up after these messages.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Back deep to receive for the Vikings, Will Johnson and Tom Morgan awaiting the kick of Alex Fianaka. But Alex about boots that one out of the yard, and the Vikings will take it at the 20. Let's take a look at the starting lineup on the offensive side of the football for the Vikings. And they will line up as follows. At quarterback is Micah Blankenship, joined in the backfield by Will Johnson and Dylan Gray. Tom Morgan, the receiver. Double tight ends, Bryce Ranzoni, Jericho Lake. The line, Jake Mann, Skylar Wiley, Jake Rose, Colin Barnett, and Owen Burt. First down and 10. Morgan, the lone receiver, split to the right. Blankenship under center. Pair of backs behind him. There, it'll be Blankenship that holds on to it, and he'll get a decent pickup off first down.
Looks like he got about 5.
So good play to open things up for the Vikings.
And you saw the option right there. He faked the dive, didn't give it to the dive back, kept it around the edge, and then cut it upfield. Had the pitch guy out there as well. So the challengers got to make sure they stay home. The defensive ends got to get the quarterback, and the corner has to pick up the pitch guy or one of the outside linebackers, one or the other.
Ball at the 25-yard line. And keeping it is Blankenship. Does a nice job selling it. Picks up a couple, but Bryson Walker with the stop and introducing that challenger defense for you. The challengers come out with, up front, they'll have Nathan Kuhl, Blake Patero, Alex Fianaka, linebackers, Mikey Covey, Caleb Parker, Wyatt Hurley, and Seth Scaglione. The secondary, Caleb Scaglione, Derek Farmer, Bryson Walker, and Hutton Walker. Third down and 1 for the Vikings at their own 29-yard line. 8:31 left to go in the first quarter of play. They'll hand the ball off, and
to get the dive back, he'll get it. He'll get 2 yards.
Enough to pick up the first down.
Yep. That's Johnson on the carry.
So Johnson, and I think already we're kind of seeing the MO for both teams. That'll be steady ball control for Siuslaw.
Yeah, and the way to beat it is you've got to get them in 3rd and long, because 3rd and long is death for the triple option here for the veer.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line. They'll hand the ball off. They'll limit the damage. Oh, wait a minute. They got it out there and running with it, and finally knocked out of bounds by the challengers. Will Johnson on the carry. The 5'11", 175-pound senior works in the challenger territory, but once again, well, that's part of what makes this thing work is deception, and, well, they deceived the play-by-play guy.
Well, and that was one of those where the quarterback got outside, and then he backward lateraled the ball to basically the wideout, who then took it up the field for 22 yards and a first down.
Blankenship under center. Morgan split out wide to the right. And on first down, they'll hand to Johnson. Johnson crosses the 45-yard line, falls forward to the 43.
Stopped by a host of challengers. Second down.
So on the pickup of about 3, it'll be second down and 7.
Yeah, and this is the big down here. Second down and 7. You gotta hold them to a short game and get them in 3rd and long.
Got Joey Menard in there at nose tackle. Kuhl and Fianaka on either side of him. Blankenship, the quarterback, under center. Behind that big offensive line. Johnson, he's got some strength and he's got some speed as well. And he'll move that ahead and picks up about 5 on the play to bring a 3rd and 2.
And again, this is where you don't want to be, 3rd and short, because offense is designed to get 3 or 4 yards of crack, and you put them in 3rd down and 2, 3rd down and 3 situations. They're going to pick up those first downs as they did on the last possession, the last down possession. And they're in the area on the field now where they're going to go for it down 4th down anyway.
Blankenship, he's got tight ends in tight to give them extra blocking, and here is Johnson with it. Johnson has an opening on the left side of that line.
And he's got the first down.
So they'll move the sticks.
with the carry.
do the Vikings.
Results in a first down.
Just barely got it, but he did get it.
And that'll move the ball down to the 36-yard line. We got 6:13 left to go in the first half of play. Thank you to our sponsors for making tonight's action possible, including the Lithia Superstore on Highway 62. Your home for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat vehicles and trucks. Our title sponsor is Lithia Superstore. Clock running. Morgan on an island all alone, split out wide to the right. And they'll do a little pitch play there, but it is taken away by the challengers. There with it is Caleb Scaglione. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Challengers.
Yeah, Scaglione. It bounced off the running back on the pitch, and as it was bouncing up in the air, Scaglione grabbed it out of the air and ran it back 60 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, and he was off to the races. Scaglione, well, like I say, what does he not do for the Challengers? Because he's getting ready to hold here on the point after attempt.
Yeah, that was impressive. He just picked that thing right out of the air after it bounced off the running back. And that's one of the things with the veer is you have to handle the ball well. And that time the pitch hit the running back in the shoulder pad instead of him catching it, and bounced off his shoulder pad right into Scaglione's hands for a great touchdown for the Challengers.
Alex Fianaka delivers the point after attempt. The Challengers lead 14-0. We will take a timeout and be right back on TableRockSports.net.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Morgan and Johnson on this kind of cloudy fall evening, still kind of humid out. No rain mentioned in tonight's forecast. But we'll blame Colton besides if it starts to rain anyway.
Yeah, that's what we have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's kind of a rookie thing, Colton. Although you're not really a rookie on the camera, but one of the key guys on our crew tonight. And it was looking good. Alex Fianaka. He'll go ahead and send that one into Josephine County, and the Vikings try to shake off that turnover. And I just think in a game like this where you have a couple of big teams that you think, those turnovers have a way of providing an extra amount of significance.
Well, there's no doubt about it. I mean, they were driving and getting first downs and moving the football. And then, a play like that kills. Not only does it kill your drive, but turns into 7 points for the other team. That's a rough start to the game so far for Siuslaw.
Johnson in the backfield. And it looks like we got Jackson Cheng back there with them. On first down, they'll hand straight ahead. Looks like he'll motor his way forward to right around the 24-yard line and pick up a 4 on the play for a 2nd down and 6.
Gain of 4 on the play, 2nd and 6.
So, no problem moving the football for the Vikings.
No, they definitely have been moving against the Challengers 3 or 4 yards a crack so far this veer. They haven't thrown it once. They've ran 8 plays, and they've all been, 3 to 5 yards a play, except for the one kind of backward pass that they did where it picked up a big gain for them.
And here on 2nd down, you can kind of see Some good push from that offensive line by the Vikings. Chang with the carry. He'll pick up 3. So still, now it's obviously in this situation not 4 down territory for the Vikings, but 3rd and 3, they've got to like the position that they're in.
Again, that's what they want to be with this offense. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. They feel like they can get that with this offense.
A long count there.
And you can see the challengers have got Hutt out here on the receiver, single cover. And here they go with that dive play. And they're going to pick up, they needed 3, they got 4.
So Chiang picks up the first down for the Vikings. That'll move the sticks with 4:10 left to go in the first.
Yeah, that's the 5th first down already for Siuslaw, and they have no points to show for it so far, and that's due to that turnover that the challengers took back for a touchdown.
Challengers getting touchdowns by Bryson Walker on their opening series, then Scaglione on the turnover scampers home to put the Challengers up by a pair of scores. Blankenship, first throw of the game. And I tell you, quite a catch there by Morgan. Had Hutton Walker all over him, but he managed to get his mitts in on the ball and haul it in. Vikings success on their first throw of the game.
Well, I mentioned one-on-one coverage out there, and nice throw right on the money that time by Blankenship. And Hutt just didn't quite get his head around fast enough to see that football coming. Otherwise, he probably would have got his hands up in Morgan's face and probably knocked the ball down, because you mentioned it. He was right there to make a play, and just the ball just snuck right over his head, right into the receiver.
Single setback is Chiang, and he'll carry on first down. He'll try to push his way forward to about the 45, just outside the 44.
Gain of 4 on the play, 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 on the play for the Vikings, their second drive of the game. Moving the football well. 2:40 left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, and so far that defensive line of the Challengers is sort of getting pushed back those 3 or 4 yards on every play by that offensive line for Siuslaw. They're doing a heck of a job blocking for their back.
So they're back to a 2-back set. They'll move the receiver out to the wide side of the field over on the left. And Chang with that tries to rumble his way forward. Short gain on the play, looking like Nathan Kuhl there for the Challengers. Freshman defensive lineman. We'll be seeing a lot of him tonight in the absence of Tucker Maben, who was dealing with a bum shoulder. Kind of a bad injury to have if you're a center.
Yeah, no doubt. And hopefully he'll be back next week for the Henley game. We'll see. I don't know if you noticed, Jim, but they made a little adjustment on the defensive line. They put the 3 defensive linemen in tight that time and sort of took away the dive back. And that's what stopped that play. They're back to their regular base offense on this one.
Blankenship rolling out to his left. Left-hander getting pressure. Challengers bringing Wyatt Hurley, among others, the leading tackler on the Challenger team. And a big defensive play there on the pass. Blankenship really didn't have much time to do anything.
Yeah, loss of 8 for Blankenship on that play as a Challenger defense. That's the other thing. Sometimes these teams that have that want to run the veer, they have trouble throwing the football because they're so used to just handing it off. And I think if you're the Challengers, that's what you want to make them try and do, is throw it. And let's see if they're going to punt it here or what they're going to do.
4th and 14, back deep to receive, standing about at his own 20-yard line is Caleb Scaglione. And
they're going to take a
timeout called on the field by the Vikings. We'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Since 1968, Metal Masters.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
4th and 14, 33 seconds left to go. And they're going to go ahead and put it up in the air. And there, pass play broken up by Hutton Walker. He got it that time. And the Vikings turn it over on downs.
Hutton turned his head around just in time and did a good job of just staying with the receiver and getting his head around to see the football that time and able to knock it down.
So the Challengers with great field position here with 27 seconds left to go in the quarter. Farmer has a bunch of stuff he's tossing toward the sideline. And the Challengers getting ready to line it up offensively. Got to be feeling good about being up by a pair of scores. But, you know, not unlike last year, I would not be surprised to see this be a relatively high-scoring game.
Yeah, it certainly can be. And we've mentioned it already. That time we saw Siuslaw just get behind the sticks after they tried to throw it and almost completed that pass as well to make that first down, but they didn't. And
Derek Farmer now with the football, breaks loose. Blankenship gets the big stop down at the 30-yard line.
Derek Farmer on the keeper.
19 yards on the carry for Farmer.
Of course, you got to love it when you have a quarterback, especially in this kind of offense, who can pick it up and run with it. He's got 128 yards and a score coming in to tonight's action.
He looks a little quicker tonight for some reason to me. Not sure why, but.
Clock running.
And that's going to be the end of the quarter.
That will end things after one. The Challengers up by 14, and they've got the ball. Let's see what happens after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for 30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as a fresh dessert go. People are bringing their friends and family and wanting to show off what we have here to offer.
Come take a tour of Twin Creeks and meet our award-winning.
Back here at Lithia Driveway Fields, Mark, sometimes stats tell the whole story, and sometimes they jump out with you with little surprises sometimes.
They certainly do. In the first quarter, stats as far as offensive production, the Challengers with 84 total yards of offense, but Siuslaw with 72, and the Challengers have 14 points to show for it. Obviously, that doesn't count the 60-yard interception return, but just offensively, both teams very similar amount of yards in that first quarter.
They'll go ahead and hand the ball off. Walker with it. Gets his way out to the outside. Stop just north of the 21-yard line. So a good pickup on first down.
Second and 2.
Yeah, 8-yard gain and some good blocking out there by the receivers to kind of spring them around the corner.
Split wide to the right is Caleb Parker, slot on his side, Caleb Scaglione. You also have twins out to the left side. The Vikings with a 4-man front. They'll go ahead and swing the pass left, but Scaglione can't hold on.
Yeah, just threw it a little behind him. That you want to get it out to him quick, but you also got to throw it to him in the right spot. And that time, Farmer a little behind with the throw, and Skaggs trying to turn around and reach back. And when you're motioning away from the quarterback and you have to reach back, very hard to do.
Yes, it is. Kind of turn yourself into a contortionist.
So incomplete, brings up 3rd down and short.
Scaglione's, the Twins, out to the left side of the field. And now it looks like Blake Patero picked up something off the turf.
His mouth guard, I assume.
Will probably be nice to have that back. Farmer. And the snap high, a little bit of trouble there. Farmer looking right, looking downfield, looking for a man, throwing in the general direction of Caleb Parker.
And we're going to have an illegal man downfield because, again, we've talked about it before. When it's supposed to be a running play and you end up with a bad snap and you get back, a lot of those linemen are going down the field to block for the running play, and you get a legal man downfield. And I'm sure that's what this is going to be. We'll see what they want to do. It's going to bring up 4th down either way. If they take the penalty, bring up 3rd down again. I'd probably decline it, I think, if I was Siuslaw, but we'll see what they decide to do. Oh, no, they're picking it up.
Wave it off.
No penalty on the play.
So that will bring up
4th down, I believe. Yep, 4th and 2. Not quite 2. It's a little less than 2. The Challengers look like they're going to go for it here. Wouldn't be surprised if they run that quarterback power that they like to run in this situation. And I think we have a Siuslaw timeout. We do.
Timeout called. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. And we want you to know that before or after the game is a great time to visit Dutch Bros and enjoy your favorite beverage. Dutch Bros supports the communities that support them. And for over 60 years, there's no better place after the game than Abby's Pizza. Make new memories at Abby's. We will go ahead and pause for this 30-second message, and then we'll be right back on Table Rock Sports.
Stock up for the fall with the Case Good sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables, chili, pasta, and more. Stock up for the fall with the Sherm's Case Good sale, coming soon to all Sherm's locations.
Hey, it's that time of year again. Time for our huge truckload and meat bonanza at Food for Less. Choose from Chairman's Reserves beef and pork, like in the bag New York's, tri-tips, boneless pork loins, and bone-in pork shoulder butts. And we also cut it just the way you want for free. Look.
Okay, back to action. 4th and 2. Challengers down at the 21 of the Vikings. Well, yeah, there goes that long count.
Knew that was coming. Siuslaw bobbed the heads a little bit, but they didn't go.
And now a little bit of trouble with the snap, but Farmer quickly takes it inside the 10-yard line. 1st down for Cascade Christian as they continue to move here in the first half.
Another 1st down for the Challengers.
Gonzalez making the stop for the Vikings.
Ball is placed on the 10-yard line, 1st and goal.
So they spotted at the 10. That'll bring up a 1st down and goal. Walker in the backfield along with Farmer. Trips to the left. Farmer hands it to Walker. Walker rumbles his way through the pile.
And almost pops out to the side, but can't keep his balance as he gets down to the 4.
Brings the ball down to the 4-yard line.
So that'll take the ball down to the 4-yard line to bring up 2nd down and goal. We're at 10:13 left to go in the first half of play. Challengers up by a pair of touchdowns. But you take nothing for granted with the gentleman in the purple and gold on the other sideline. Farmer, he'll go ahead and keep it this time, keeps his feet, and determination gets him a score. Touchdown, Challengers. So Farmer there on the keeper. That is his second rushing touchdown of the year. Takes it out to the right side and just determined that he won't be denied.
Yeah, does a good job of kind of bullying his way in there at the end.
So you know what I realize here? I got this going on the wrong side. I'm so used to the Challengers being on the road.
Kick was good.
My apologies for that. Now we got the score the way it should be. Cascade Christian leading the game by a score of 21-0. And we'll be right back on TableRockSports.net.
Not 4th and 3 or something like that.
Yeah. All right, we're back to action. Now we got the scoreboard all straightened out, and now we got the Challengers who lead 21-0, and Fianaka getting set to kick it away. Today's game is brought to you by the Southern Oregon Sports Commission and their Know Your Role campaign promoting respectful behavior at youth sporting events, and by Hart Insurance providing personal and business coverage in Grants Pass and Medford. Here goes Fianaka, and so far, no problem finding the end zone on his kicks. Nice end over end kick, and that lands in the end zone. Thus, the Vikings will take over at the 20.
Yeah, it's quite a weapon when you can make the other team start at the 20 every single time.
Well, it sure helps take the guesswork out of it, because nothing will take the wind out of your sails more quickly than a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Or even a good quick kickoff return, where you give your offense good field position. And in this case, where the Challengers can pin the other team back at their 20, makes them use have to go the length of the field. That's a big plus.
On first down, the Vikings get a little push up front.
And get about 5 yards out of it.
Gain of 5 on the play for the Vikings.
That'll be Chiang on the play. Second down and 5. Ball spotted at the 25. 9:14 left to go in the first half of play. It's Blankenship, the senior quarterback under center. Pair of backs behind him. Chiang and Johnson. Double tight ends, single wide out. And their Challengers.
Bryson Walker coming up from a space safety spot and saying hello to Mr. Johnson.
And a pickup of about 3 on the play. So still, if you're the Vikings, you can't feel bad about
no,
you're down a distance.
Nope. You got 3rd and 1.
But it probably doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what they're going to do. It's just a matter of, for the Challengers, can they stop it?
Well, and you can see they got a bunch of guys on the line of scrimmage thinking maybe it's a sneak, and Blankenship looking like maybe he's going to try something different.
So running play there, and it looks like the Challengers will stop him.
But they're going to get the first down. He's got the 1 yard that he needed, or 2 yards that he needed, just to get to the 30. Remember, the ball was spotted on the 20 after the touchback, so it does just make it to the 30 for a first down.
Get it by the skin of their teeth, then, but close. Well, close is more than enough here.
6 first downs so far now for Siuslaw, and they've been doing a good job of the 3 downs and running the clock, and you know, when they've had the football, unfortunately for them, they've had to punt once. That turned into a Challenger touchdown, and then they've had a pitch on an option play, sort of picked off by the Challengers and run back for a touchdown.
Chiang with it. Jackson runs it up to about the 24-yard line. He'll get about 4 yards on the play.
Gain of 4 on the play, second down.
So the Vikings moving the football methodically up the field.
Yeah, certainly taking their time, that's for sure. I don't think they want to give it back to the Challengers, if you know what I mean.
No.
They'd like to use the rest of the 6 minutes and 50 seconds here in the second quarter and just work the ball down the field and get some points on the board before half.
Blankenship under center. 2 backs behind him. Running play, and there, Challenger defense gets in there. Flag comes in late on the play.
I think it's going to be a face mask, but I'm not sure.
A little conversation going on among the stripes.
Face mask against the Challengers.
Personal foul against the Challengers.
Now, penalties had been quite an issue for the Challengers for the first couple of weeks. But if I'm not mistaken here, their count.
This is the first one.
For their first one of the half, so they're cleaning it up there.
But it is a 15-yarder, and will give the Siuslaw a first down.
So the Vikings on the move. That'll put them right up at about midfield with 6:34 left to go in the half. Everybody in tight for the Vikings. They'll hand the ball off. Falling forward is Johnson. He'll get it across the 50, down to looks like about the 48. Wyatt Hurley making the tackle for Cascade Christian.
He gets 3 yards on the play, which seems, I think I've said that a lot already tonight here in the first half. He gets 3 yards on the play.
So 2nd and 7, ball at the 48-yard line of the Challengers. Blankenship, Chiang, and Johnson. Morgan split out wide right, and they hand it off. Johnson there gets good blocking over on the right side and rumbles his way forward.
He gets 6 yards on that one.
And the ball at the 42. So that'll bring up a 3rd down.
In a couple. Well, really in one. And again, a lot of 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s that Siuslaw's been in, that Challenger defense, giving up that 3 or 4 or 5 yards a carry so far. And they really haven't figured out a way to stop the Siuslaw run game.
3rd and 1, they'll hand it off, and they'll have enough there for a first down. Chain gang taking a little walk.
4 yards.
Ball at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, 4 yards and a first down.
Play results in a first down.
Siuslaw looking to get on the board here, trailing 21-0. Because of the way they move the football, and given the situation that I would say, well, you'd always like to score, but it's important for them to score on this drive.
Yeah, absolutely, to not be down 21-0 at half. 4:39 clock moving. here in the second quarter.
And it'll be Blankenship with the keeper. Gets out of the grasp of Scaglione. Seth slowed him down. And he'll still end up with a pretty nice pickup there on the play. It'll give them a 2nd down and 5. Of course, with the running plays, the clock keeps moving.
Yep. I mean, between this play and the last play, they're using all of that clock. Like I said, I don't think they want to make sure that they don't give the ball back to the challengers. And it looks like right here, as a matter of fact, they're just going to take a timeout because Blankenship just came off the field. I think he got the wind knocked out of him on that last play, and they must not be confident in a different quarterback, so they're just going to wait till the clock runs down and take a timeout.
Timeout called. We'll go ahead and take one as well. 21-0 Challengers. And we'll be back after these messages.
Stock up for the fall with the case goods sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables, chili, pasta, and more. Stock up for the fall with the Sherm's case goods sale, coming soon to all Sherm's locations.
Hey, it's that time of year again. Time for our huge truckload and meat bonanza at Food for Less. Choose from Chairman's Reserve beef and pork, like in the bag New Yorks, tri-tips, boneless pork loins, and bone-in pork shoulder butts. And we also cut it just the way you want for free. Look for all your bonanza savings on our Facebook and Sherm's Thunderbird website. So remember, always shop at our bonanzas and save. Coming soon, watch for the meat bonanza near you.
Stock up for the fall with the case goods sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables, chili, pasta, and more. Stock up for the fall with the Sherm's case goods sale, coming soon to all Sherm's locations.
Vikings with the football and have been moving it with some degree of success. I'm sure when Mark presents the halftime stats during the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime report, we'll see that actually the Vikings have acquitted themselves quite nicely. It's just that 0 on the scoreboard they'd like to get rid of here. 2nd down and 5. Chang and Johnson in the backfield. And the give is to Johnson. Johnson just looks like he just kind of dives forward a bit on the play. And
he gets 3 yards.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and short. And again, probably if it's a closer game, you're content to do this, knowing that you got plenty of time. The unfortunate situation they're in right now.
Yeah, they have a different quarterback in there right now.
It looks like they've moved in
Jericho Lake into the quarterback spot.
So he moves over from his tight end spot, goes under center. And on this play, the ball's loose and coming away with it. Looked like Scaglione had it for a moment.
Yeah, he ended up with it.
And that's one of those unfortunate things that happens when you have to press a new quarterback into the game.
Yep.
And it'll be a turnover, 2nd. Well, I guess you'd call it fumble of the game. Well, that obviously a fumble, but the earlier play.
Well, also a fumble.
Yeah. Well, now that you mention that play, it takes me back in Challenger history. You remember David Sellers several years ago over at Gold Beach just ripping the ball out of a Gold Beach player's hands and sprinting for a touchdown.
Yep, that's exact. Well, I mean, that was a pitch play that the pitch kind of fell off the shoulder of one of the Siuslaw players and right into Scaglione's hand for a 60-yard fumble return for a touchdown.
So the Challengers get it back at their own 31. 2:44 left to go in the half. They lead in the ball game by a score of 21-0. Twins at receiver on either side of the line. Walker with it. He explodes ahead, keeps his feet, picks up 1st down yardage, gets across midfield down to about the 46.
23 yards on Walker. And you can see him just exploding through the hole that time. Some little bit of blocking up there in front of him, and that's all he needs. It makes a nice cut to make an initial tackler miss, and once he gets by him, he's into the secondary for a big gain.
Ball spotted at the 46-yard line of Siuslaw. Trip receivers to the right side. Farmer going to throw it. Now a double pass. Scaglione. Wide open is Parker. 20-10. Touchdown Challengers. The Challengers make it a 27-0 ball game. I'll show you the replay on that. Farmer, Scaglione, Parker. Well, remember what I said. What doesn't Scaglione do? What a lot of people may forget is that
he also played quarterback.
He's played some quarterback over the years.
Yeah, that ball was well thrown, but also Parker wide open on that play.
So 2:05 to go in the half. Here is Alex Fianacca here to attempt the point after. Hurley the snapper. The hold by Scaglione. The kick by Fianacca. Sends it out to the south parking lot, and the Challengers lead by a score of 28-0. We will take a timeout and be back with more action for you on TableRockSports.net.
The Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
With expert advice and helpful tools like our room visualizer, it's easy to see yourself enjoying your perfect floors.
What just happened?
That's the One Effect.
Whoa.
Right now, laminate starts at only $1.99 a square foot. Carpet just 99 cents a square foot. And ask about special no-interest financing. Only at Lippert's Carpet One, Medford and Grants Pass.
The Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
Want to remind you, we got coming up the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime report. The fall program guide is out. There's a great variety of activities and leagues and fun for the whole family. And the kick by Fianacca. Well, they haven't worn out his leg yet. And now the Vikings will retake the field. We'll be keeping our eye open on whether or not Blankenship makes it back out on the field. But it looks like from here, coming in off the sideline, Jericho Lake, 6'2", 190-pound sophomore, started the game as a tight end. And he's also a starter defensively for Coach Johnson. But here, pressed into duty.
And it looks like they're going to come out in a little bit of a three-receiver set, which we have not seen from them so far.
And a shotgun look.
Mm-hmm.
So now Laundry comes in.
That's a false start on Siuslaw.
Scored a report late in the first half at South Medford leading South Salem 21-6. So penalty flag, and this is kind of, one of the challenges that happen when you switch things up at quarterback is just the feel of the game's just a little bit different.
Well, yeah, and especially in the middle of a game. It's way harder in the middle of a game to do it. If you're switching it up because, the guy got hurt in the last game and you get a chance to have somebody in here practicing it, that's one thing. But when you don't get that opportunity, makes it really tough.
And there, Lake throws it out in the right flat. Pass falls incomplete.
Second down.
So that'll bring up a second down. And let me get this graphic to reflect the down and distance.
Second down,
second 15.
Yeah, after the penalty, remember.
1:59 left to go in the first half of play.
Yeah, I think if I'm Siuslaw at this point, I want to get off the field here. You punt, you throw another incomplete pass or two, and you're going to give the challengers plenty of time to score again before the half. So I predict they're going to run the football here, but we'll see.
In place of Maben, big Blake Patero at nose tackle. Good to have Fianaka fully back in the lineup, and now another pre-snap flag.
I think we've got to delay a game.
So this is going to bring the football right at about the 10-yard line.
5-yard penalty, still second down.
So bring up a second down and 20. Morgan, a slot receiver, out to the right. Wide right is Bryce Franzoni, who's been playing tight end. So,
yeah, 4 wide receiver look. First time we've seen this.
And throw Lake. It is intercepted by Scaglione. Scaglione has blockers in front of him. Touchdown, Cascade Christian.
So Scaglione with the 23-yard interception return for a touchdown.
So Scaglione waiting out there for it, makes the play on it after he just bobbles it momentarily, takes it home. Now the Challengers up 34-0. Fianaka in for the point after attempt. So Scaglione scored just about every way you can.
Yes.
He'll hold it for Fianaka. Fianaka sends it into orbit. And with 1:49 left to go in the half, the Challengers lead 35-0. We'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
School's back, but this is the kind of math we like. Over 100 slices of pepperoni, 1 giant Abby's pizza feeds up to 6 hungry people. That's A+ value. Toppings to the edge. That's been the Abby's way since forever. Now go do your homework. When someone says, bring home the bacon, we know what they mean. They want Abby's legendary Bacon Cheddar Pizza, loaded with country bacon and packed with Canadian bacon. On sale now at abbys.com. This month, bring home the bacon at family-owned Abby's.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans. Find out more. Visit hartinsurance.com.
Fianaka kicking it away back deep for the Vikings. Will Johnson and Tom Morgan. This one doesn't quite make the end zone, and the penalty flag comes out. I think they finally wore him out.
Yeah, maybe. So they're going to get it out at the 35, which I'm sure they are going to be happy to have some decent field position, as they really haven't had that so far in this game.
Viking offense. Really, Mark, it's been a game of big plays, because you can definitely see the quality of this Viking squad, but between an injury to the quarterback and a couple of unfortunate turnovers, so you're just talking a very small handful of plays, and the Challengers, like a good team does, jumps on it.
Yeah, and when you're running an offense like the Veer, that's 3-4 yards a carry, it takes you a long time to get down the football field, and you have to execute a lot of plays to make that happen, if you know what I mean. And so that becomes a problem as well for you, and that you have to.
We got somebody jumping the gun here. Checking into the Viking lineup was Leighton Weebolt.
And the Cascade's going to take their first time out.
1:45 left to go in the first. And of course, we're grateful for all the sponsors that help make these live free presentations possible. That includes Rogue Credit Union, your partner in your financial journey. They're proud to partner with Table Rock Sports each year to bring you coverage of your favorite teams. And also a big thanks to Vista Utilities in Southern Oregon for over 15 years in support of our local sports coverage. Challengers and Vikings retaking the field.
From the 34-yard line.
We got Lake at quarterback, Johnson and Chiang. Now this one, Lake sees the pressure coming.
Throws it at the feet of his receiver.
That will bring up third
He was
down.
looking for a screen to Will Johnson, but nothing doing on that one. Brings up 3rd down and 11.
The clock will stop with 1:49 left to go here in the first half. Challengers coming into tonight's action, 3-0 record. Big win against Vale in week 0. Then commanding victories over Douglas and Hidden Valley. And tonight, at least so far, in control of this game. Lake gonna throw it up in the air, looking downfield. Coverage by Hutton Walker. You got to appreciate a player. He's just a freshman, but out there playing with confidence and taking on the receiver all by himself.
Yeah. One-on-one out there. We've talked about it. When you're trying to stop a team that wants to run the football, you kind of got to leave your receivers out there and trust them to cover guys. And good coverage that time by Hutton. And, gets his head around, looks for the ball. Siuslaw now in punt formation, and Scaglione going back to return the punt.
Looks like we got Johnson out there to kick it away. Kick taken by Scaglione at the 32. Drops one tackler, heads up the sideline, gets some blocking, and keeps his feet. And he heads down the sideline. Scaglione with an electric return for the Challengers as they stand knocking at the door one more time here late in the first half of play.
Oh, there's a flag right over here. Hopefully that's just going to be a sideline warning against the Challengers, I'm guessing. Because I'm guessing as the play went down, the referee ran into somebody on the sideline, and so no, it looks like there's a flag.
Long discussion going on between Farmer and the white hat.
So there was something maybe before the punt, because looks like they're going to re-punt.
Offsetting penalties.
2 personal fouls on the play. They're offsetting.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we'll do this one again.
Yeah, wipe that punt return off the board, and now Bryson Walker back there. And so we're going to both teams with a personal foul penalty. So that's the second penalty on Cascade.
High snap. Johnson gets the kick away. High in the air. It'll bounce to the turf. And they'll just let it roll. And the Challengers get it back with 1:05 left to go in the half.
Down at the, looks like the Challenger 32.
Challengers will take over at their own 32-yard line, first down.
So Farmer in the offense coming out here, leading in the ball game 35-0.
See if they can get in Fianaka range at least here before the end of the half.
And Fianaka, at least by my estimation, kicked the second longest field goal in program history with his 48-yarder last week. Ethan Hoffman with the longest at 49. I know Cody Parker's up in that count at 47.
Yeah, and I think the Challengers need to get down around the Siuslaw 30-yard line to have something to, that they can aim at here. Fianaka can aim at, I should say.
Farmer clapping his hands together, takes the snap, looks downfield, has a man.
Oh!
Scaglione cannot hang on. It'll bring up a second down and 10.
Skaggs wide open over the middle, too, and nice read by Farmer, and that ball is on a rope to him, and unfortunately he turns to look up the field before he catches the football, or otherwise he might still be running.
So that'll bring up a second down and 10, stopping the clock with 1 minute left to go in the half. Hutton Walker split out wide to the right. Fianaka in the slot on his side. Twins over to the left side. Farmer, quick little swing pass. Walker.
It's going to lose a couple of yards. And the Challengers are going to call a timeout.
So a timeout. And sounds like we've got a penalty flag on the play.
Yes.
Let's see what this is about. And that will be against the Vikings. A personal foul, we are told.
Not sure what that was, but
the result, Challengers get the ball at their own 44.
And they get a first down as well.
To the Challengers' 44-yard line, first down.
Trips to the left for Derek Farmer. Walker in the backfield with him. We have Hutton Walker split out wide to the right. A little bit of a high snap, but Farmer retrieves it. Looking long, looking for Hutton Walker. He tries to get there, can't quite get there in time.
He had him just a little bit. He threw it out of bounds. Needed to throw a little more into the field of play.
So with the incompletion, that'll bring up second and 10. We got 32 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
Farmer getting some good pressure that time as he let go of that one too. One of the Siuslaw defensive ends right on him. Looked like Jake Mann on that last play, and so he took a little bit of a shot when he got rid of that ball.
Pressure coming. Farmer looking, and
incomplete.
Walker, the pass incomplete. Once again, pressure coming from the Vikings. And that'll bring up third down and 10 with 27 seconds left. Challengers still at their 44-yard line as we head toward halftime. Inside slot, Mikey Covey, Alex Fianaka on his side. Hutton Walker coming out is Seth Scaglione. Looks like we got Caleb out to the left. And it is Farmer with the football. He'll carry it and muscles it up to the 50-yard line. That'll bring up fourth down.
I think they're just going to let the clock run out here. My guess, anyway. Although I think I would have thrown something deep just for fun, but that'll be the end of the first half.
So we'll go to the halftime locker room. We're at halftime. The Cascade Christian Challengers strike early, strike often, and take a 35-0 lead. We'll take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back with the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime report. That'll be coming your way right here on TableRockSports.net.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherm's, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherm's Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
We're at our halftime report, brought to you by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. Folks, did you know that the city of Medford is the largest provider of leagues and activities here in Southern Oregon? Visit Travel Medford and learn more about the opportunities that await you. There's a whole lot going on. And speaking of a lot going on, the Cascade Christian Challengers made noise early. Their first drive of the game was capped off by a run by Bryson Walker. Walker explodes up the middle, takes it home on a 25-yard touchdown run with 9:48 to go in the first. Point after attempt by Alex Fianaka is good to make it 7-0. Then the Challengers end up scoring on a turnover. Here we have a little mix-up on the pitch play. Caleb Scaglione there. He takes off and run like Walker, loads of quickness, and he ends up scampering home on a 60-yard fumble return for a touchdown. Fianaka on the point after to make it 14-0. And we have Derek Farmer getting into the act for the Challengers. Farmer here on the keeper, eludes a would-be tackler, powers his way in against Lake, and the Challengers extend the lead after the Fianaka point after attempt. Then we have a double pass play. The Challengers, little razzle-dazzle here. Farmer tosses in the flat to Scaglione. Scaglione looking for Parker upfield, all alone on an island. He knows what to do. Caleb, after being out for a couple of games with an injury, returns to the lineup and adds a little punctuation mark there to help extend the Challengers' lead. And then Challengers get a pick six from Scaglione. Lake, who had to come on in relief of Blankenship, throws the pass. There's Scaglione with it. He'll score. The Challengers get the point after, and they own a 35-0 lead. We'll pause a couple minutes for timeout, and then we'll be right back here on TableRockSports.net.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
We're here at halftime during the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime report, and here with a look at our halftime stats is Mark McLemore.
Yeah, kind of dominant as you might expect by the challengers, but Siuslaw did a good job of moving the ball in that first half. They did end up with 9 first downs. They just don't have any points to show for it. 9 first downs in the first half. Running the football, 23 carries for 84 yards. That's about 3.65 yards per carry, as we talked about, 3 or 4 yards a carry as they go through the night. Passing the football, 1 for 6 for 22 yards. So far, that's about all they've done in the pass game. So 106 yards of total offense for Siuslaw. They did have 5 penalties for 45 yards, and they, had that interception and the 2 fumbles and a turnover on down. So they've, had trouble finishing the drives with those interceptions and fumbles and turnovers. So that's really what's hurt them in this game. But they have done a decent job of sort of controlling the game when they've had the football. So the challengers, and the problem with that for them is they're down 35-0. You can't expect to come back against this challenger defense doing 3 or 4 yards a carry. It'll just take too long in the second half. So we'll see if they decide to make some adjustments or what they're going to do, especially without their quarterback, or whether their quarterback comes back. So we'll have to see how that all plays out in the second half. But for Cascade Christian in the first half, 6 first downs, rushing the ball, 9 carries for 122 yards on the ground. I think they need to run the football a little bit more. That's 13.5 yards a carry for the challengers. So far, Farmer, 4 for 10 yards. Well, Farmer and Scaglione, because Scaglione threw one of those completions for a touchdown. But 4 for 10 for the challengers for 62 yards, most of those coming on that touchdown throw. No interceptions. Return yards for Cascade Christian, we talked about it. Scaglione with the big fumble return, 60 yards, and a 23-yard interception return for him as well. So 93 yards in return yardage. So challengers with 277 yards of offense in that first half to just 106 for Siuslaw. But you know what? It's also one of those things where the challengers didn't have the football that much either. I mean, you look at the total plays that each team ran, and, Siuslaw ran 29 plays in that first half, and the challengers just 19. So they ran 10 more plays than Cascade Christian in the first half, but yet the challengers have the big 35-0 lead because their execution was A, short field a couple of different times because of turnovers, and B, some big plays for touchdowns for the Challengers.
Absolutely. Well, right now, the Challengers lead at the half by a score of 35-0. And we've been watching Derek Farmer making plays out on the field this evening, and he and a group of his friends from Cascade Christian are going to be out making a play tomorrow. What's happened is Derek and some of his buddies, Jacob Beamish, whom we have yet to see this season, but also Andy Alvarez, Ale Gorgon, and Carson Hall. What they're doing tomorrow is NIC Sarahcote is teaming up with students from Cascade Christian and Mr. Norham's business class to help them gain some real-world experience running their own business. So if you got headlights that are foggy, yellow, or hazy, perfect time to clear them up while supporting Cascade Christian entrepreneurs. Tomorrow from 8 to 3, they're going to be at Happy's Drive-Thru Car Wash, $25 headlight restoration that includes a free Cerakote tire coat and shine to make your ride look even fresher.
Nice.
So how do you like them tomatoes?
Man, that'll be fun for them.
You betcha. And a chance to, again, kind of learn some of the fundamentals of business. So we wanted to make sure we gave a good shout-out to some of our guys at Cascade. And, again, that's at Happy's Car Wash, 8 to 3 tomorrow. If you've got headlights that need a little bit of TLC, they can hook you up. We're going to go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout, and when we return, we'll be back and get you ready for the second half of play. Challengers lead 35-0 at the half. We'll be back after this.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you. Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Well, we're getting ready for the start of the second half. Our halftime report has been brought to you by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. Don't forget about Rogue X. Go visit their website to check out times for open swims and other activities at Rogue X. Medford, always something going on over there, and a facility that's been a great addition to the community. Also, our thanks to Sherm's Thunderbird Market in Southern Oregon for over 30 years of sponsorship with Table Rock Sports. Great community partners. If you shop at Sherm's, they will save you money. We're a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. The Vikings will start out the third quarter with the ball, and they're trailing in the game 35-0. We've mentioned the turnovers in the game, but also certainly the absence of Micah Blankenship from the Viking lineup has had an impact in terms of how Coach Johnson has had to shuffle his lineup around.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, you could see the difference when he went out. And so I'm curious to see if he's going to come back in the second half. Doesn't really look like it, though, because I see Jericho Lake continuing to throw the football over on the sideline. So I'm guessing that he's going to be the starter here in the second half. And we don't know, anything about the injury to Blankenship, but I didn't even hardly notice on our part.
Right.
So I remember it was after a play where he got sacked that he went off the field, but don't know, the extent or didn't see exactly what happened. So unfortunate for Siuslaw that it's always hard when your quarterback goes out.
Right. Well, you can see one of the effects of it is Jericho Lake had started the game at tight end, so he's moved into a backfield spot. And what they've done with the change of formation, their other tight end, now they're using Franzoni. They're using him in a receiver position. So you get the feeling like it has definitely changed their base offense. And I don't know, Mark, it always seems like when you bring a young quarterback in like that, it has a way of shortening up your playbook as well.
Yeah, it certainly does. And, you know, the new guy hasn't been running the offense with your first group all week, and then you have to get him, get him out there and integrate him with the first group. So always tough to do that, especially in the middle of a game. And so we'll see how this goes for Siuslaw. They get the second half kickoff. The Challengers will be kicking it off here to start the second half.
Let's go ahead and take one final timeout, and we'll get ready for the start of the second half. Challengers lead 35-0. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for 30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can, as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as a fresh dessert go. People are bringing their friends and family and wanting to show off what we have here to offer.
Come take a tour of Twin Creeks and meet our award-winning.
We welcome back Lippert's Carpet One of Medford and Grants Pass, State Farm agent Rory Wold of Medford, and Crater Car Wash in the Rogue Valley. We thank you for partnering with Table Rock Sports again in 2025. 3 great additions to our sponsor roster. So the Vikings come out on the field in their white uniforms and gold-colored helmets. They will get the ball to open the second half.
Challengers will be kicking.
Morgan and Johnson back deep to receive. They haven't had an opportunity to do anything this evening. First several kicks, Fianaka sent to the end zone, and the last one ended up going out of bounds.
Oh, they're on the wrong side of the field, so they're going to flip this around.
Well, let's try
No,
that
they're
again.
going to flip it back now. How funny is that? That's a real circus down there right now.
Oh, my.
Oh, my. I think they got it figured out, though, finally.
Well, that's good.
Fianaka's got the tee, and he's going to set it up over on the other side. And now they're debating, 2 officials, as to whether they got it right or not, but I don't know. Just line them up and let's go, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
make sure everybody's on the right side of the field, and then for each team, and then
it's like old Tommy Lasorda said: as long as it's not just snowing on his side of the field, then he's okay with it.
Yeah.
This is okay. So whether we go right or they go left, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah. They'll just switch after the quarter, and it won't matter, right?
Right. But I guess if you're going to do this, you might as well do it right. So Fianaka sets it up.
There's no wind right now, so it doesn't really matter from a kicking standpoint which way you go.
So Hayes in the barn, and it's time for the second half. Fianaka lays into this one.
I think he likes kicking that way better, though. It seems to go a little farther.
Yeah, he's not complaining. So the Vikings get it with a first down and 10. So we'll have Jericho Lake and the controls at quarterback. I'm having to imagine at this point kind of the designs of with the score being what it is, that maybe some designs of the veer option are going to fade from view here.
Well, it'll be interesting. Yeah, he's going straight spread ever since he's come in the game. So I'm guessing that he doesn't handle the football as well, and so they're going to just set him up back there in the spread.
Franzoni wide right, and he's there with the reception. There with the stop is Alex Fianaka.
Number 1, Franzoni, is complete.
And this one,
it's about 8 yards.
So, little confidence building throw there for Lake. Picks up 8 on the play.
2nd and 2.
Ball at the 28-yard line. Yeah, now if you're Siuslaw and you have a new quarterback, you just want to win some plays here, get him some rhythm going, as that was a good win on first down for them.
Split out wide to the left is Rowdy Thrall. Slot on his side is Johnson. And a little play action, but coming from the blind side, Alex Fianaka. This is the first game where he's seen action defensively for the last couple of plays, and that'll bring up, looks like about a 3rd and 8.
Loss at 7 on the play, 3rd and 9.
So a nice, and unfortunately, when you're a new quarterback, you don't necessarily have that clock in your head either, and that time Lake held onto that ball a little longer than he wanted to, I'm sure, and took a lick for it, if you know what I mean.
Franzoni and Morgan lined up on the right side as receivers. Single setback. Chiang. Pass complete. Thrall, and I believe that is his first reception of the inning. Dropped quickly, short of the first down by Hutton Walker.
Tackle by Hutton Walker for the Challengers.
They'll line it up as a 4th down and 1, back at their own 29.
That brings up
coming in from the sideline, number 21 is Leighton Weeble.
So 4th down and 1 for Siuslaw. And they're back in their big heavy package. I'd watch a sneak here if it was me.
Lake takes the snap, hands it off.
Needed 1, he got 2.
So Duff there to pick up a fresh set of downs for the
on the carry. Short gain on the play results in a 1st down.
Vikings. That'll give them a 1st and 10 at their own 41. Or make it 31.
So first down they've gotten since Blankenship left.
So, yeah, I think this is a situation here where it's like you say, you kind of take it one step at a time. And they got the 1st down.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that they've got a quarterback now that's going to throw the ball, whereas you saw Blankenship mostly wanted to run it.
Ball over the middle, a little too much lead on the pass intended for Johnson. That'll fall incomplete. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Had him sort of open there if he could have got him the ball. Nice route coming out of the backfield that time. And maybe just a little bit too much mustard on that one for his receiver, Johnson.
So that'll stop actually they got the clock running at 7:58. And we got Blankenship out of the shotgun, looking right. Pass, looking in the direction of Morgan. They can't connect. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
And Morgan didn't get his head around quick enough to see that, unfortunately, because he probably could have caught that and maybe picked up the 1st down, but just didn't get his head around to pick up the football soon enough.
All right. I wondered about that running clock. I just asked Mark about that momentarily.
Yeah, I think that's probably an agreement maybe that the coaches came to, because it's usually 40 points, but it seems like it's running, with a 35-point lead at this point.
3rd down and 10. Blankenship has pressure coming. Scaglione back there, Mikey Covey, and Wyatt Hurley. 3 guys you really don't want to see come to your party.
No.
If you're Jericho Lake.
Loss of 9 on the play. That brings up 4th down.
So it'll be a 4th and long for the Vikings. Pretty much dictating a kicking play, even if you'd really kind of rather not and try to somehow get points on the board. Johnson's going to kick it away. Scaglione fields it, and he finds a lane. He crosses the 40, down to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and he takes it all the way for a score.
61 yards on the return by Scaglione, and he had one earlier called back by some penalties. This one's going to count.
Nice play on special teams by the Challengers. Give a call for all that blocking, and Scaglione takes care of the rest.
Yes, he does.
$41-0 your score. And this is why they don't get any plays on offense. They've been killers on special teams.
Yeah, today they certainly have. And defense. We've had an interception return for a touchdown, a fumble return for a touchdown, and now a punt return for a touchdown. If this was your fantasy defense, you'd be having a great week.
Oh, my goodness, you'd be unbeatable. Point after attempt is good. All right, so we're at 42-0 here with 5:05 left to go here in the 3rd. There's our Challenger cheerleading squad in action, and they're getting a workout tonight.
Yeah, they got to do 42.
Yeah,
or is it 41? They only have 41 on the scoreboard, so maybe he did not make that PAT, or they just haven't put it up there yet. I'm not sure which. Did they call it good, Jim?
I thought they did, but maybe maybe I had assumed too much there.
I wasn't totally paying attention to it either, to be honest with you.
But
so
whether it be 41 or 42, these young ladies to our left are getting their exercise this evening.
Yes, they are.
So the Challengers, there we go. Okay, I wasn't seeing things after all. Fianaka did knock it home to make it 42-0.
And they finally decided to put it up there, I guess. Just a little delayed response. I thought it was good too, but usually go by that scoreboard.
Yeah. Alex Fianaka sends it away. Tips in the back of the end zone.
Vikings take over at their own 20-yard line.
And so the Vikings will get set to try and do it again. Jericho Lake in relief of Micah Blankenship. Blankenship injured earlier in the game. We have a report that Blankenship had broken a collarbone.
Yeah, which is never any good.
No.
And I'm imagining that's why I don't see him anywhere over there on the sideline. So guessing he probably went somewhere to have that looked at.
So now we got the spread offense out on the field. Siuslaw at their own 20. Looking left is Lake. Pass complete. And good effort there
by Scaglione out there.
Yep. And they're determined. Making a determined effort there is Rowdy Thrall.
Second down.
He'll end up picking up about 5 yards on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 5. The Vikings with Franzoni wide right, Morgan now in the slot, Johnson the slot on the left side, and we got Thrall wide left. Pass complete. Running with it, refusing to go down, Morgan, and I believe that might be his first reception of the evening. Timely as he
picks up
moves
the
the
first down.
sticks.
Yes. Gets about 7 yards, picks up a first down.
So that'll put the ball at the 32-yard line, clock running with 3:49 left to go in the third. So the Challengers continuing to practice stinginess defensively.
Yeah, and getting a little practice against a totally different offense than they saw in the first half.
Absolutely. Here's Lake. Lake at quarterback. Pass is complete.
Nope, dropped.
Franzoni
He
not
dropped.
able to hang on. So that brings up a 2nd down and 10.
He should have caught it. You're right. It hit him right in the hands. But
I spoke too soon.
He didn't hang on to it and dropped the football. And so the Challengers now defensively getting to look at it, like I said, a completely different offense than they saw at the beginning of the game. As we saw a lot of veer the whole first half until Blankenship went down. And now we're seeing a completely different 4-receiver spread. Here for the last, ever since we've seen the new quarterback in the game.
Lake gets the snap, completes the pass to Johnson. Johnson upended by Hutton Walker. And that will bring up 3rd down and long as the Vikings end up losing yardage on the play. So Hutton Walker, he may be a freshman, but he does not play like a freshman.
No, he does not. That was a great tackle for him as that went for about a 6-yard loss.
Well, having an older brother as a football player, having a dad who was a coach and a player, he kind of grew up with it in his blood.
And it looks like Siuslaw went over to the sideline again. I'm assuming they're going to call a timeout. And they do.
Timeout called with 1:48 left to go in the third. We will pause for messages, and then we'll be right back on TableRockSports.net.
For supporting the Cascade Christian Challengers.
Stock up for the fall with the case good sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables, chili, pasta, and more. Stock up for the fall with the Sherm's case good sale, coming soon to all Sherm's locations.
Hey, it's that time of year again. Time for our huge truckload and meat bonanza at Food for Less. Choose from Chairman's Reserves beef and pork, like in the bag New Yorks, tri-tips, boneless pork loins, and bone-in pork shoulder butts. And we also cut it just the way you want for free. Look for all your bonanza savings on our Facebook and Sherm's Thunderbird website. So remember, always shop at our bonanzas and save. Coming soon, watch for the meat bonanza near you.
Stock up for the fall with the case good sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables.
And here a pass by Lake. Derek Farmer there on the coverage. Looking for Johnson over there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
That brings up 4th down.
Farmer doing a good job of getting over there from his safety spot and picking up the back out of the backfield. And looks like Johnson's going to now punt the football. And we're going to see a Bryson Walker return as him and Skaggs sort of trade places.
So Walker will stand at his own 35-yard line. Wobbly kick, and that's going to end up.
That's going to end up in the creek.
Yeah.
It's headed for the creek.
Looks like it went out of bounds at about the
33.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately for Siuslaw, The punt he just totally shanked that one.
So here late in the third quarter, a little changing of the guard for the Challengers.
Yeah,
Jacoby Getman, who threw a touchdown pass last week and also ran for one, checking in the freshman quarterback. Seth Scaglione split out wide to the left. Looks like Fianaka in the outside slot.
And Mikey Covey in there at the running back spot.
Pass thrown, complete to Scaglione. Scaglione slips a tackler, and he'll work it inside, and he gets it all the way down. Touchdown.
Wow. Bouncing off guys all the way to the touchdown, 33 yards on the touchdown.
So Jacoby Getman with his second career touchdown pass, threw one against Hidden Valley last week. Nice pitch and catch there.
Just a little bubble screen, and Scaglione does the rest, 33 yards, bouncing off of all kinds of tacklers all the way down the field and getting himself in the end zone.
So Alex Fianaka comes in to attempt the point after. 48-0 ball game. Showing zeros on the clock at the end of the third quarter. End over end kick, and it is good. Challengers lead 49-0. And we'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net. Getting ready to start the fourth quarter. Jacoby Getman getting in on the fun as he throws the touchdown pass. And Scaglione with another touchdown this evening. And now the Challengers getting set to kick it away. End over end kick by Fianaka. Bounces in the end zone, and the Vikings go to work at their own 20-yard line.
We've said that enough tonight, haven't we?
Yeah. See into the game for Cascade Christian. Defensive substitution. Sophomore Aiden Slack wearing number 72, 6'1", 290 pounds. He'll take a nose tackle spot. Jericho Lake in for the injured Blankenship. And they'll try a little running play there. A little pickup out of it.
That was Chang again.
And that'll take him up to the 25-yard line.
Chang on the carry.
Got about a yard.
Brings up second down.
All right, yeah, it looked like originally they were going to set the spot up differently, but well, second and down and 9 as we see the chain gang at work.
And they're just taking their time, trying to get themselves through this game, I feel like. Oh, they're waiting. It looks like is he going to call another timeout? Looks like he's going to wait till they get to the 5-second mark again, and then he's going to call a timeout.
Timeout called by Siuslaw. We'll pause for messages, and we'll be right back here on TableRockSports.net.
Stock up for the fall with the Cascade sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables, chili, pasta, and more. Stock up for the fall with the Sherm's Cascade sale, coming soon to all Sherm's locations.
Hey, it's that time of year again. Time for our huge truckload and meat bonanza at Food for Less. Choose from Chairman's Reserve beef and pork, like in the bag New Yorks, tri-tips, boneless pork loins, and bone-in pork shoulder butts. And we also cut it just the way you want for free. Look for all your bonanza savings on our Facebook and Sherm's Thunderbird website. So remember, always shop at our bonanzas and save. Coming soon, watch for the meat bonanza near you.
Stock up for the fall with the Cascade sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables, chili, pasta, and more. Stock up for the fall with the Sherm's Cascade sale, coming soon to all Sherm's locations.
Vikings on the play. They're a keeper for Jericho Lake. And he'll pick up a first down for the Vikings.
Got about 10 yards on the play. Another Siuslaw first down. They've got quite a few first downs. We've talked about it in this game, but just haven't been able to cash anything in for points.
Challengers looking big up front with Slack and Patro and Nathan Cool in the gang. Running play for the Vikings. They'll pick up a couple of yards out of this.
Patro, nice, or actually Slack in there on that one from his nose guard spot.
Missing the services of Tucker Maben tonight. Out with an injury. Kind of one of those situations. It's like, well, do we hold him out of the lineup tonight? And, you kind of go back and forth on that decision. And I think sometimes you're just better advised. It's like, let's let this thing heal up, and because we'll need you more down the road.
Well, the Challengers are certainly not playing. They're playing for the playoffs every year. I mean, that's the way this football team is designed. It's designed to be playing their best football when they get to the playoffs.
Lake under center. And we have a scrum.
That's exactly what it looked like. A scrum was a great description.
And there the Vikings pick up maybe about a yard or two on the play.
Third down and about 3, I think.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And I think just content to run the clock and realizing that at this point, with the injuries and stuff that has happened to their team, I think they just like to not get anybody else hurt and maybe see if they can put some points on the board here before the end of the football game. And we have a timeout, Siuslaw, and I think that's their last one.
All right, timeout on the field. We will go ahead and pause for messages, and then we'll be right back.
For being a valued supporter of the Challengers.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts.
Yeah, they have.
So it's a 3rd down and 3 for the Vikings as we quickly cut back to action. I think they shortened up the timeouts as well. And that'll bring up a 4th and
1.
short.
That will be 4th and 1 from the 40-yard line.
The clock continues to run with 8:14 left to go in the game. Next up for the Vikings, they will entertain Lapine next Friday night. Then the Challengers will be back at home once again after being the Road Warriors last year. This year, the opposition gets to return the favor. Challengers get set to host the Henley Hornets.
And if you want to see a ball game, that one's going to be a ball game. So I would recommend you get out here and watch that one. That is going to be two teams that are going to be in the top of their respective classes as
well, so Lake wrapped up in the backfield, and it'll be the Challengers taking over offensively.
So another turnover on downs for Siuslaw, their second one of the game.
Mark, I don't know whether you shared this on air or not, but how many plays did the Challengers run on offense in the third quarter?
One. They ran one play.
And what did they do with that?
It was a 33-yard touchdown pass from Jacoby to Skaggs, and that's the only play they ran in the entire third quarter because they had, remember, a punt return touchdown earlier, and the rest of the quarter, Siuslaw had the football.
Well, sometimes you're the windshield and sometimes you're the bug.
That is right.
And meanwhile, it's Covey with it. He's going to take off and run. Getting some snaps offensively tonight. He'd been in the absence of Caleb Parker and Alex Fianaka. He'd seen a lot of work in the last couple of weeks, not as much tonight. And here he'll pick up first down yardage for the Challengers once again.
Yeah, nice job of running the football. And we've talked about it before. He's kind of the bigger back of the two that the Challengers have back there.
Jeremiah Abbott in the ball game for the Challengers, freshman. I believe this will be his first varsity carry of the year. Getman letting the clock run. You go ahead and hand to Abbott. Abbott lunges forward, gets across the 25-yard line, down to the 23. You know, every team's got to have that player that gives you kind of a measure of entertainment. Gerald Abbott is one of my broadcasting students, and he's fulfilling that role this year. Brings a lot of energy and enthusiasm.
Well, you got to love that.
Oh, yeah. Nobody likes a sleepy radio announcer.
Nope.
And he's definitely not that.
Well, hopefully he hypes up everybody else in the class while he's at it.
He most certainly does. Yeah, we've got a lot of personnel. Hutton Walker's in that class, too.
Oh, nice.
And Colton Williams off the JV team. There, hand the ball to Abbott. Abbott keeps his feet, crosses the 20-yard line down to about the 18.
On the carry for the Challengers.
Another 4 yards for Abbott. And another third down now and short for the Challengers. 4:47 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Jacoby Getman in the game. That reminds me, I've got some things to clean up as far as the Getman family goes. I understand now John Getman is the 9th out of 16 Getmans. 10 boys, 6 girls.
Oh, there you go.
So we got the record straight right from Coach Getman himself.
There you go. Well, he should know, you would think.
Well, yeah, you would think.
And Getman's got him up to the line of scrimmage a little too early. Hate to see the line have to wait that long for the snap to come off.
And Getman completes the pass. Hutton Walker with it. Touchdown, Challengers.
Getman's pass complete to Hutton Walker for the touchdown.
And so here, Jacoby Getman. You know what's crazy now, Mark? I think he has more touchdown passes on the year than Farmer does. But that just tells you, or all that really tells you is Challengers are quick strike with their first unit, and they get points in all manner of different ways.
Yes, that's what that tells you.
So Jacoby Getman with his third touchdown pass of the year. Alex Fianaka with the point after attempt. Looks like he's got his legs still attached.
Yeah, so far.
And now, we got Caleb Scaglione out on the run. And he's just going to go ahead and keep it and walks in the 2-point conversion. This says, move along, Alex. I got this taken care of.
Yeah, we don't need a kicker, especially when there's a bad snap.
All right, so the Challengers lead now 57-0. We'll be right back in 1 minute.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
So we see the Challenger cheerleaders getting their exercise in, leading the student section out, offering their support. Alex Fianaka, right down Broadway he goes.
That's a touchback. Vikings will take over at their own 20-yard line, first down.
Well, of course, we see out there number 9, Craig Merrihew. He was my energy and enthusiasm guy in broadcasting last year.
Oh, good. You got to have, you got to have one of those guys.
Yeah.
So Siuslaw now with the football. 3:05 to go in this one, and they've just had a really bad day. Is all I can say.
Yeah, I don't think anybody, we certainly didn't expect it.
Well, and it's one of those deals where if it could get worse, it did today for them. I mean, fumbles and interception returns and punt returns for touchdowns by the Challengers, and I can tell you one thing: they are not as bad of a team as this score makes them look.
Right. Jericho with the ball. And not going to go much anywhere with that. Well, the Challengers has been a little bit more of a bend, don't break type of deal tonight, whereas last week it's crazy to think that the Challengers defense limited Hidden Valley to 97 yards, and 80 of that came on one play.
Yep. Yeah, it was one of those games where the Challengers defense just looked stellar.
Mm-hmm.
And they've looked really good again tonight. I mean, Siuslaw has 91 yards on the ground and 42 yards in the air. So, not a whole lot more than Hidden Valley had last week.
Not really. Lake, the quarterback, under center. And once again, they'll go to the ground game. And that, you might as well at this point, if you're the Vikings, say, okay, Jericho, you're going to be the man now here for a while, so let's get you some snaps and live game action.
Yep.
Running what is our base offense and what probably more often than not is going to be their ticket to success during the season.
Yes, and that's exactly what they did there and picked up 8 on that one.
So we're at a 2nd down and 9. Inside a minute left to go in this ball game.
And I think they're trying to get it down to 1 snap here. If they run this play with 40 seconds or less to go in the game, which they're going to, the game will be over after this play.
Running play, that looks like Chiang down there running with it. That'll bring up a 1st down, but we're inside 26 seconds left to go in the ball game, and both teams retreating to their respective sidelines. The Challenger football team firing up the faithful in attendance here tonight. Clock winds down. And this one is over. Cascade Christian running their record to 4-0 on the season, shutting out the Siuslaw Vikings 57-0. We will pause for a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back with our post-game show following these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Thank you very much for coming out tonight.
Stock up for the fall with the case goods sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables, chili, pasta, and more. Stock up for the fall with the Sherm's case goods sale, coming soon to all Sherm's locations.
Hey, it's that time of year again. Time for our huge truckload and meat bonanza at Food for Less. Choose from Chairman's Reserves beef and pork, like in the bag New Yorks, tri-tips, boneless pork loins, and bone-in pork shoulder butts. And we also cut it just the way you want for free. Look for all your bonanza savings on our Facebook and Sherm's Thunderbird website. So remember, always shop at our bonanzas and save. Coming soon, watch for the meat bonanza near you.
Stock up for the fall with the case goods sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables, chili, pasta, and more. Stock up for the fall with the Sherm's case goods sale, coming soon to all Sherm's locations.
Welcome back to our post-game report. We'll go ahead and put this up for you on the break board. Cascade Christian Challengers, a game that I don't think anybody expected, but the Challengers able to put points on the board early, able to force a couple of turnovers that turned into points, making teams plays on special teams, and then an unfortunate injury to Micah Blankenship, and that forced the Vikings to kind of change up their game plan a little, and the Challengers just stood on the gas and took it from there. Just in terms of some highlight plays in the game, I think probably the real backbreaker came early on. It came when Caleb Scaglione found an errant pitch, took the football, and there was just simply nobody who could catch up to him. A heads-up play by Caleb that extended the Challengers' lead to 14-0 after the extra point by Alex Fianacca. And then we had kind of a fun little play here, some razzle-dazzle in the Challengers playbook. Derek Farmer completes the pass out in the flat to Scaglione. He finds a wide-open man. That is Caleb Parker. And he takes it to the house. Point after good to make it 28-0. Caleb Scaglione not done tonight. After Lake came into the ball game, his errant pass picked off by Scaglione. He ends up running it in from 23 yards out. And then Scaglione would strike again here on the punt return. Third quarter play. And there's nobody catching him. And that touchdown is the icing on the cake. Jacoby Getman completes the pass to Caleb Scaglione. And then it is Getman once again. This time, Hutton Walker getting in the scoring column for the Challengers. Pass complete. Walker strolls home after the two-point conversion by, well, who else? Caleb Scaglione. And it makes it a 57-0 victory. Well, at this point, Mark, we got the talent. This is, again, just one of those kind of weird games statistically.
Well, very weird because, I mean, if you look at it, Siuslaw actually had more first downs than the Challengers. Because remember, the Challengers scored on a punt return, they scored on an interception return, and they scored on a fumble return. So 3 of the touchdowns that the Challengers got were, off of defensive plays, so to speak. And those plays they total in the return yards category, right? Returns for touchdowns, but they don't total in the total offense of the Challengers tonight. And so really, the Challengers only ended up running 23 plays on offense. 11 passing plays, 12 running plays in the entire game, 23 plays. That's probably some sort of record, would be my guess, to run just 23 offensive plays in a game. But the way that worked for them, 12 carries for 143 yards for the Challengers, 11.9 yards per carry. They had passing for Cascade Christian between Scaglione and Farmer and Getman. It was 5 for 11 for 95 yards. Return yards we talked about. They had 158 yards in returns for total offense for the Challengers of 396 yards. They did have 2 penalties for 30 yards, so much better in the penalty category tonight for the Challengers. For Siuslaw, they end up with 14 first downs in the football game. And they carry the ball 35 times for 104 yards, and they are 6 for 15 passing for 42 yards. So 146 yards of offense for Siuslaw. They did have 5 penalties for 45 yards. But you look at that, Siuslaw ran 50 plays in this game. They ran 50 plays, and unbelievably, again, the Challengers ran 23. So, there's not a lot of offensive statistics when you only run 23 plays.
Well, the crazy part of it is just if you're the Vikings, they started out well enough. You looked at it but that's kind of what happens sometimes when you get a couple of good teams together. Things like turnover get magnified.
Yeah, they get magnified, and then you're a running team, and you're the kind of running team that that if you get behind in a game, it's very hard to catch up.
Yeah.
Right? You saw the drives, even when they had their full complement of players, including their quarterback, they were 3, 4, 5 yards a carry, 5, 6, taking 10, 12 plays to get down the field.
Right.
And if you make a mistake in one of those 10, 12 plays, if you're that's the Challengers' defense. That's the whole idea. Make them take a whole bunch of plays, and they're not going to execute 1 or 2 here or there, and we're going to get get them to punt, or we're going to get a turnover, or something's going to happen. But and that's kind of the way it was tonight. And unfortunately for Siuslaw, things kept happening over and over and over again. We talked about the fumble, interception, broken collarbone for a quarterback. All those things contributed to the way the game turned out.
Well, and it's like you said earlier in the contest that you really can't take a good measure of what this Siuslaw team is based on this game. That this is just one of those games where you get hit with some adversity. You just kind of becomes a game of survival after that, and going forward they're going to look better. And obviously next week that Jericho Lake will have a full week with the first team offense, and we've seen some moments out of him and know that he'll be capable of helping this team.
I would bet pretty good money that they're going to be a playoff team. They're going to make the playoffs, and and depending on how they turn, what happens with the quarterback situation, they could go a few, round or 2 in the playoffs, because they look like they have some size, they have some athleticism, and, they just need to figure some things out. And tonight they just did not figure anything out. Everything went wrong that could for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Murphy's Law in action for sure. Well, that'll go ahead and wrap up our broadcast tonight. We thank you for joining us as we watch the Vikings and the Challengers. Challengers prevail in this game by a score of 57-0. That record improves to 4-0, while the Vikings go to 1-2. The Vikings will be in action again next week against Lapine, while the Challengers get set to take on Mighty Henley from the Skyline Conference in the Oregon 4A.
That's going to be a game, folks. If you want to come out and see a really good football game, come out next week.
Absolutely. Well, that'll wrap up things from here. Our executive producer for Table Rock Sports is Joe Brett. For my cameraman, Colton Treadway, and Mark McLemore, I'm Jim McCoy. Thank you for joining us, and have a great night.